What's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I am DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, of course, as shown on the title, it's mainly about the top 10 Funko Pops of February 2023. Like we've been doing since the beginning of the year, we're going to be going through basically an overview of the entire month of February as terms to Funko Pops. Of course, we're not entirely done with February since as we are recording this, it is February 22nd. So we still got a decent amount of days left of reveals, but we got the majority of them here. We're going to go through those, talk about them, and then make our top 10 list for the month. So without further ado, we will kick off with the first reveal on February 1st, which was Funko Fair Day 3 reveal. So there's a ton for this selection of pops. So kicking off Funko Fair Day 3, we have a 40th anniversary wave of Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, which has common pops of C-3PO, Wicket, Endor Princess Leia, Boushh Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker with Blaster, and Unmasked Darth Vader, a Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker moments, and then a Jabba the Hutt and Salacious B. Crumb moments, along with exclusive pops of a glow-in-the-dark holographic Luke Skywalker going to Entertainment Earth, Breathe Up going to GameStop, Emperor Palpatine going to Hot Topic, Max Rebo going to Walmart, and then two brand new deluxe pops for a Skiff moments featuring Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca, which will be Target exclusives. Then a new set of WWE pops were announced as we have common pops of Bianca Belair, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Rhea Ripley, and Rocky Maivia, with exclusive pops of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes going to Walmart, a metallic Rocky Maivia going to the Funko Shop, a Diamond Collection Ted DiBiase with a chase that's going to be going to GameStop. And then we have pop WWE covers of Hulk Hogan and Mr. T from WrestleMania 1, which will be going to Target. Then announced was a glow-in-the-dark Wanda Maximoff from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be going to Entertainment Earth. Then a Scarlet Witch from Captain America Civil War as a part of that 12-pop set, which will be going to Amazon. Then a set of pops for the movie Willow was announced, which we have Ufgood, Mad Mardigan, General Kale, and Korsha with a chase. Then we have pops for What We Do in the Shadows, which features Guillermo, whatever the name is right there, Nandor the Relentless, Colin Robinson, Laszlo Cravensworth, and Nanja Anxipaxo, along with a 5-pack featuring all 5 of those pops going to Walmart. Then for the Rocks lineup, we have Cyndi Lauper along with a Cher, which has a Diamond Collection version exclusive to Amazon. Then we have the next pop in the Boruto Deluxe set, which is of Minato Namikaze, which will be going to GameStop. And then last but not least, for Day 3 of Funko Fair 2023, it is the Dustin, Eddie, and Demo Bats Phase 3 Pop Deluxe moments from Stranger Things. Now, for this selection, I won't be going through too much because I did do a video on the channel basically discussing my overview opinions of Day 3 of Funko Fair. So it'll mostly be MD going through the entire list and his opinions. But overall, for Return of the Jedi, not a bad set. I really like the new Max Rebo, but I'm kind of a little ticked off a little bit that for the Luke Skywalker and Vader moments that basically you have to get Emperor Palpatine separately. I don't know why you couldn't just put it all together, but it's something for Funko to make a little extra money if you want that scene actually completed. Then we have the new set of WWE Pops, which aren't too bad. Do I like it more than the set we got from Funko Fair last year? Not even close, but there's some bangers like American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. It's cool to see Rocky Maivia. And then even the pop WWE covers that I originally predicted as pay-per-view posters, but it's covers. I kind of wish it was both of them put together as one instead of them separately. Then the Wanda Maximoff from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is absolutely wicked. The Willow Pops aren't too bad. And then the Dustin and Eddie with the Demo Bats Deluxe, that's pretty sweet. I mean, when we heard rumors about this, we weren't exactly sure how this was being pulled off, especially was it going to be like a connecting piece set like we've seen with a lot of deluxes, but instead it's just the moment itself where he's on the trailer, or they're on the trailer, I should say, because it's two people, Dustin and Eddie, and then you get the Demo Bats, which I'm not entirely a fan of when Funko Funko decides to do these deluxe moments, they charge the same price and it's like only 2 full-size characters, while you have basically the demo bats as like tinier characters, but it is a little bit more bang for your buck compared to the Avengers Endgame one, in my opinion, where you get one tiny little character as the third one, while basically the demo bats make up for almost a full-size pop in a way. So I know a lot of people are going to want to get this, especially MD Shady.
All right, well, starting off with the Return of the Jedi pops, I really enjoyed this announcement because Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. And for the common pops, I mean, that's pretty good. The way we have it here, we got C3PO sitting on the chair or the throne, I guess you could call it. So that's pretty cool to see that pop. We have a new Wicket. That's all right. 2 different Leias. Those are okay. Luke, that's pretty cool, but I feel like we've seen a lot of Lukes like that recently. And then we have the Darth Vader laying down. That's a pretty awesome pop, considering that is a pretty big moment in Star Wars. And then with the exclusives, these are all pretty good. The Palpatine's pretty sweet. Max Rebo is amazing. And then the Ewok that's exclusive to GameStop, that's awesome how he's drumming on the trooper helmets. I really enjoy that. And then the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, that's pretty cool. I like the fact that Funko made it so that you can actually add that Palpatine that I just talked about in the background, but I do agree with DK that it should have just already been in there, especially considering the base of the Palpatine says Star Wars and the base of that moment also says Star Wars. So basically it would say Star Wars twice if you were to do that, and that just looks a little sloppy. And then Jabba with Scalacious B. Crumb. That is awesome. I love this new sculpt for Jabba. I think it looks great, and that's definitely a pop that I will be picking up. And then we have the Chewie and the Luke for this connecting scene. And this is pretty cool. I enjoy this. I think that the rest of the pops to follow are going to look great as well. And then for WWE, I mean, yeah, we got some decent bangers with this new wave. Rhea Ripley's really cool to see. She's definitely pretty big in WWE right now. So I know that a lot of people were happy with that. Cody Rhodes going to Walmart, that is a wicked pop as well. It's cool to see that we finally get a Cody Rhodes WWE pop, because we did get the New Japan Pro one back years ago. So it's awesome to get a newer version of Cody. Rocky Maivia, that's pretty sweet. The exclusive, I'm not too sure on. I think it probably will look pretty good in person compared to the glam shot, but I don't really think a metallic version is really needed for a pop like that. Then the Ted DiBiase, this is pretty sweet. We did already get a Ted DiBiase that had a chase before, but this one is arguably better. You have him kind of throwing the money, and being Diamond Collection is pretty sweet as well. And then the color change for the chase, that's decent. And then we have the like pay-per-view posters, which is pretty sweet, or the WWE covers. And of course, they have to start it off with WrestleMania 1. I mean, that's just such a great pick. I do agree with DK how maybe they both should have been in this, and maybe they should have been bigger, kind of like the movie covers. But at the same time, I don't think they need to be huge, especially if you do want to collect, let's say, all of these as they come out, considering I think we'll probably end up getting more of these. And I don't really like the fact that it's 2 separate pops, whereas I think it should have been a common and a chase. I think the Hogan probably should have been the common, and then you could have had the chase be the Mr. T. Then we have the Wanda Maximov, and this looks pretty sweet. The glow-in-the-dark aspects of it look really cool as well. It is red, so I don't know how great it will glow, but it's still a really awesome looking pop. And then we have the next piece for the Civil War nesting together set. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like once we get all of them, it'll look cool, but right now it looks pretty basic. Then we have the pops for Willow, and these are pretty cool. There's lots of detail in these. I don't really care too much about Willow though, so I probably won't be getting any of these. And then What We Do in the Shadows, I've never even heard of this, so these pops look decent, I suppose, and I find it cool that there is a 5-pack for this. Normally, we don't like when Funko groups together pops, but I think this will probably be a pretty small set. I don't see too many more pops coming out for this set, so it does make it easier to just go to Walmart and get that 5-pack rather than having to search for an entire set of pops. And then Cyndi Lauper and Cher, these are both pretty decent. We have seen a few different Cyndi Laupers recently with the albums, but that's a decent Cyndi Lauper. And then the Cher, I think, is the better pop out of these two. And I'm kind of liking that Diamond Collection one. I kind of like how the colors kind of pop out a little bit more with the Diamond Collection. And this is a pretty cool sculpt. I love how they gave her a mouth and a nose to really show that it is Cher rather than, let's say, just some other woman. And then we have the next piece for the Baruto set. And Yeah, this is looking pretty cool. I have seen some pictures of them kind of like side by side rather than with the glam shots that we get here. And I think that this is going to be a pretty decent set, especially for fans of Naruto or Boruto. And then lastly, we have the phase 3 with Dustin, Eddie, and the demo bats. And this is pretty sweet. I was kind of scared when we were hearing the rumors of how they were going to pull this off. Definitely didn't want it to be one of those sets that you have to piece together. And I was kind of surprised that it was one of these moments pops, the deluxe moments, but I'm really enjoying the deluxe moments that we've seen so far. And this one definitely does not let me down. I think it looks great.
All right, so now moving on to the next selection of pops, which range from February 1st, that isn't Funko Fair reveals, up until February 9th. So kicking off on February 1st, Funko Europe had confirmed a Funko Hollywood exclusive Chester Cheetah with jalapeno bag, which also has a flock chase. And then Funko themselves had announced a pop of a new Darkwing Duck with a Negaduck chase that'll be exclusive to the Funko shop. Then on February 2nd, the San Francisco Giants had announced their own exclusive pop of a Mandalorian pop, which will be given out to a select amount of fans when they enter in the building. Then on February 3rd, Funko had announced some pops for TargetCon 2023, which we have Vintage Donald Duck, a glow-in-the-dark Darth Maul and Gar Saxon 2-pack from Star Wars, and then a Spider-Man 300 pop comic covers. Then on February 4th, Hot Topic had announced their own exclusive pop of a wooden Pinocchio. Then on February 6th, Funko HQ had announced their own exclusive pop of a Blacklight Bigfoot. And then Drop had announced the redeemable pops for the Nickelodeon Series 2 NFT set, which we have the royalty pop of Freddy Funko as Reptar, limited to 2,700 pieces, the Grail at 999 pieces of Rocco, along with the legendary pops being Professor Membrane, Cynthia, Ed Bighead, and Winslow, all being limited to 1,800 pieces. Then on February 7th, Toy Tokyo had announced their own exclusive translucent Gloomy Bear pop, which has a black bear chase. Then on February 8th, Funko had announced pops for the upcoming Marvel series, or it might actually already be out now as I think about it, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which of course the two pops are of Moon Girl, and Devil Dinosaur, which that pop is a 6-inch pop, a Hot Rod Echo from Overwatch 2, which is going to be exclusive to the Funko shop, a comic book Black Panther, which is going to be exclusive to Amazon, and then more pops for the Disney 100 set featuring Alice with Cheshire Cat pop movie posters, and then a Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy 4-pack exclusive to Walmart. And then last but not least, on February 9th, Funko had announced a pop of Sinestro for the Warner Brothers 100 anniversary lineup, which is going to be a Funko Shop exclusive. So kicking off with the Chester Cheetah pops, these are pretty decent. I remember when the Flaming Hot Cheetos one came out and I thought, I don't think there's really anything that could top that one. And then all of a sudden I randomly thought, you know what, maybe if they actually acknowledge the jalapeno Cheetos, because even though Flaming Hot Cheetos, they are pretty good with the heat that's involved, jalapeno ones just hit you differently. So I'm glad that they acknowledge that in pop form. And there's a flock chase, which is pretty sweet. Then we got the Darkwing Duck pops, both the common and the chase, which is pretty decent. I know they did these pops separately in the past, and I know there's also a little bit of controversy with this pop because this was originally released on the Funko eBay store, and that they would charge you like, I think it was like $7 US per pop, when normally on the Funko shop you're able to get like a certain amount in shipping, and then you get free shipping after $50. So the amount of pop or the amount of shipping it would cost if you had gotten $50 worth of pops on eBay would be very scary to experience. Then we have the Mandalorian San Francisco Giants pops, which this is all right. We've seen a bunch of them previously with like Woody. We had Jack at one point, and then they've done other characters that I can't think of, but I guess Mandalorian's the next one. Perfect timing because the brand new season happens next week. Then we have some of the TargetCon pops, at least for this selection. Vintage Donald Duck, not too bad. The Gar Saxon and Darth Maul 2-pack. Did this really need to be made? Not exactly, especially because you could probably find the two common pops for much cheaper than buying the 2-pack. And then you have the Spider-Man 300 pop comic covers, which looks pretty sweet. Wooden Pinocchio from Pinocchio, that's pretty cool. I obviously like the idea of having Pinocchio as the wooden form. Then the Blacklight Bigfoot is pretty unique. I know recently, actually, a Toys R Us here in Canada got some of those in, so that's pretty interesting. The redeemable pops for Nickelodeon Series 2, these aren't too bad. I mean, some of the redeemables are cool, some of them are meh. If you've seen our recent video, MD and I at the moment are trying to actually go for a 100% royalty set completed, which is going to be a little bit of a task because they're probably going to be forking up more Funko NFTs, selling those in order to buy more packs or essentially the epics and rares that we need that are going to be a little bit pricey there. But Freddy Funko as Reptar is pretty sweet, but the only thing that I wish this pop was done differently is add slime to it just like the original one, or instead of making it Freddy Funko's Reptar, you make it as Drop's mascot Max Tokenhead and make that slimed, and that would be the first Max Tokenhead pop, and I would have really enjoyed that. But overall, this is not too bad of a set. Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur, these look pretty cool. I like the what looks to be the animation style of Moon Girl with the way the eyes are pulled off. That's pretty sweet. We got the pop from Overwatch 2, which is pretty crazy that Overwatch pops are still being made because not a lot of people really talk about Overwatch that much anymore. We got the Black Panther pop, and this one's not too bad. I feel like this is a little bit weird compared to the Thor and the Iron Man we had gotten, especially the way that the cell shading is, but nonetheless, it's Black Panther. Black Panther's cool. Then we got the Disney 100th pops with the movie posters, which is not too bad, and then the 4-pack, which is I mean, you might as well just get the 4 singular ones. And then we have Sinestro, which is not too bad. I really like the lightning base, and I don't exactly remember how people were hyped about this pop, but I think there were some people that were enjoying this announcement.
So finally, we have a jalapeno Cheeto, Chester Cheeto, and this is really sweet. I mean, the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos are the most superior Cheeto that has ever been made, in my opinion. And yeah, this is definitely a pop that I want to pick up, or specifically the flocked chase, because I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a cheetah, so it makes sense to be flocked. And overall, just a really awesome looking pop. Then we have the Darkwing Duck with the Negaduck chase. And yeah, this feels just so redone. I mean, we've gotten this before, and I don't think that this was necessary at all, though I do really like Darkwing Duck. Then we have the Mando, and this is pretty cool. I like the color scheme for it. And then it's pretty decent as well that it has the baseball bat in the hand. If I was a fan of baseball or like the Giants, I would definitely want this pop and go to the game to get it. Then we have some of the Target Con pops and the vintage Donald Duck. This is pretty cool. I really enjoy how that looks. Then the Star Wars 2-pack. Yeah, DK summed it up pretty well. You definitely don't need this in a 2-pack. Just get the singular pops, especially if, let's say, you just want the Darth Maul. And then the Spider-Man 300 cover. This is pretty dang sweet. I really enjoy this, and I like how the pop itself looks as well. And then we have the Hot Topic exclusive wooden Pinocchio. And yeah, this is perfect. I mean, this is exactly what you kind of want from these wooden pops. I remember when they first came out with, I believe the first one was Captain America, if I'm not mistaken, that it was like, do we really need these wooden ones for characters that it doesn't really make sense for? But with a character like Pinocchio being made out of wood, this makes perfect sense, and I really do enjoy this. Then we have the Blacklight Bigfoot, and this is pretty cool. I mean, I really enjoy Blacklight pops. I definitely enjoy the Bigfoot pops as well. So that's kind of bringing both of them together, which is pretty decent. I think if I ever seen this at our local Toys R Us, I would pick it up there, but I don't think I would buy it for like an upcharged price. And then we have the newest NFT set with the Nickelodeon Series 2, the Freddy Funko. That's pretty sweet. I love Reptar, so it's really cool to see Freddy Funko kind of wearing a Reptar costume rather than just being a different Freddy Funko, if you kind of understand what I mean by that. Rocco holding the weights, that's pretty decent. The Professor Membrane, that's cool. Invader Zim hasn't really gotten very many pops recently, so it's cool to see a different character. Cynthia from Rugrats, this is awesome as well. We did get like the kind of pop and buddy, I guess you could call it, with the Angelica pop that we got recently last year or the year prior to that. And then Ed Bighead, that's awesome as well to get another Rocco pop. And then Winslow from Cat Dog, this is awesome. I believe that there's only ever been 2 different Cat Dog pops, with the normal one as well as the flocked one, which I do own that flocked one. So it's cool to see Winslow here. Then we have Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur, and I haven't even heard of this, but I'm definitely interested in it. I do like the character designs and how they've kind of translated into pop form with these 2 pops. And then we have the Overwatch 2 pop, and I don't even know this character because I haven't played Overwatch in forever, and I haven't even played Overwatch 2 yet, but that's something that I definitely do want to do. I have a ton of Overwatch pops, but I don't really collect them too much anymore. So for now, this pop's kind of just meh for me. Then we have the comic book Black Panther, and this is decent. Definitely not one of my favorite of these comic book kind of art styles, but it's not bad at all. Then moving on to the Disney 100-year anniversary, we have the Alice in Wonderland movie cover, and this is pretty cool. I wish that it wasn't the Cheshire Cat. I understand why they picked it though, because it is a smaller character to add onto this cover, but I wish it would have been the Mad Hatter beside Alice. I think that that just makes sense, especially for this version of the movie cover. And then we have the 4-pack exclusive to Walmart. And yeah, I don't think you really need a 4-pack. We've seen a lot of different multi-packs for Disney characters. So this is just unnecessary. Just go for the singular pops. And then Sinestro, this is actually really wicked. I really enjoy how this pop turned out. Kind of just wish it was glow in the dark though, for like a lot of different aspects with the base, as well as I think the face could have been glow in the dark as well.
Alrighty, so moving on to the next selection. So kicking off, we are looking at pops from February 10th to February 21st, which is yesterday as we are recording this podcast. So starting off February 10th, we have ourselves another Target Con reveal, which is of Fred Weasley with the Wizard Wheezes Pop Deluxe from Harry Potter. Then Entertainment Earth had announced their own exclusive pop of an Obi-Wan Kenobi with Mandalorian armor from, I believe, the Clone Wars. Then on February 14th, Funko had announced some more pops for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie, which we have ourselves Baby Rocket, along with a flocked version that's going to be exclusive to the Funko shop, Groot with wings, and then we have a 6-pack featuring basically the 6 common pops of what we've seen at Funko Fair, and it will be exclusive to Walmart. Then on February 15th, Funko continued announcing more pops for the Civil War set, this time with Bucky Barnes, which will be exclusive to Amazon. And then continuing on that day, Funko had announced a Gryffindor pop art covers for Harry Potter, which will be exclusive to the Funko shop. Then February 16th, Funko had announced a set of pops for the upcoming DCEU movie, The Flash, which we have pops of Batman, The Flash, and Supergirl. And then Fun had announced their own exclusive pop on that same day of a glow-in-the-dark Scarlet Witch. Then on February 17th, Funko had announced the last selection of pops for TargetCon 2023, which we have 7th Form Inosuke Hashibira from Demon Slayer, a metallic Balloon Bonnie and Freddy 2-pack, and a 10-inch Munchlax from Pokemon. Then on February 21st, the last day of pops for this podcast, we have ourselves I guess I'm going to call it crystallized Black Panther for the Disney 100 set, which is going to be exclusive to the Funko shop. Funko had also announced a Steve Irwin with Argo the Crocodile pop Moments from the Crocodile Hunter, which is available on the Australia Zoo website right now. And then the last set of pops we're going to be discussing about before making it to our top 10 list is pops for the upcoming movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which we have ourselves pops of Spider-Man India, both a common and a metallic version going to FYE, Spider-Punk going to the Funko shop, Scarlet Spider going to Walmart, Spider-Bite, an unmasked Miles Morales going to Target, a regular Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy going to GameStop, a translucent Spider-Man going to Amazon, The Spot, Medieval Vulture, Spider-Man 2099 with a glow-in-the-dark version that's going to be exclusive to Entertainment Earth, and then a 10-inch Miles Morales that'll be exclusive to Target. The Wizards Wheezes Pop Deluxe, this is pretty decent. I'm not entirely a fan of that whole Diagon Alley set, especially when the majority of the set is characters we've already seen. And even though we have seen a couple of Fred Weasleys, the way that the building looks really what makes up for it, and how that orange just pops out very nicely within this pop. The Mandalorian armor Obi-Wan Kenobi is pretty sweet. A lot of people were super hyped about it, especially because I believe a retailer ended up getting this with the special edition sticker beforehand, before it was announced. The new Guardians of the Galaxy pops, these are not too bad, and there's a lot of fan theories out there that the reason that there's Groot with wings is possibly because he might die in Guardians 3, which would be sad if that's the case. Obviously, I'm going to eventually watch that movie. I don't think it's going to be in theaters, probably when it hits up Disney+. And then the 6-pack, obviously don't like the 6-pack, but what makes up for it is that we have a brand new Groot figure where he's actually, if you see the trailer, his arms are spinning around and he's shooting with the different blasters in his hands. So I really like how they add that. But the rest of the pops, I believe, are exactly the same from the commons that were announced at Funko Fair. Then we have the Bucky Barnes from Civil War. This is not too bad. It's to be expected. So if you know the scene, you know already all the characters that are going to be involved. It was just to be expected that we were going to get more announcements for this set. Then we have the Gryffindor Pop Deluxe, or not Pop Deluxe, Pop art covers. And this is interesting. I wasn't expecting the art covers to kind of take a turn this way, where basically now they're doing like art covers of different things. Like if we have Gryffindor, obviously we're going to get Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin at some point. So if you're already getting this one, you're probably going to want to get the other three when you know they eventually are going to release. Then we have Pops for the Flash, which these are not too bad. I actually just recently watched the trailer and it actually looks like a great movie, not gonna lie. And I'm not sure which Batman that this is for the Flash, because we know in the movie there's going to be Ben Affleck Batman and Michael Keaton Batman is in the movie too. So I'm not exactly sure which one it is. I think it might actually be Michael Keaton's in this pop. The glow in the dark Scarlet Witch. This is pretty decent, especially what glows in the dark. So I'm kind of excited to see exactly what this pop looks like in person, glow in the dark. Then we have the Targagon pops of Inosuke from Demon Slayer. This is all right. We've gotten a lot of Demon Slayer pops already, but I do like the opposing because he's ready to run. The metallic Bonnie and Freddy pops are a little meh because they are just the common pops from Funko Fair, but with a metallic specification and in a 2-pack. You're realistically better off just getting the singular ones unless you're going for a full complete set of Five Nights at Freddy's. And then 10-inch Munchlax, which I believe this is actually the first way you can actually get this pop for the Pokemon set, because I believe the common one has not released yet in the 4-inch form. So if you really want it so bad, then get it, but I'd wait until the 4-inch one comes out, but still pretty decent. Then we have the crystallized Black Panther, and from what I'm looking at it looks pretty decent so far. The Minnie Mouse had already released that got announced like last month, and that one didn't look too bad in person, so I'm really excited to see those purples pop out with this new specification, if that's what you want to call it for these pops. Then we have the Steve Irwin pop moments, and this is pretty cool. I like how they pulled this off where it looks like he is chucking the piece of meat and it still looks like it's partially in the air and not completely in the crocodile's mouth yet. So I really do enjoy that. They added the crocodile there. Maybe one of my favorite Steve Irwin pops they've done thus far. And then last but not least, Across the SpiderVerse pops. This is pretty sweet. I know the trailer released not too long ago, and I have not seen the trailer yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. But looking at these Funko Pops, they make me really want to see the movie more than I already would have planned on seeing it, because Into the Spider-Verse was pretty good. I can only imagine Across the Spider-Verse is going to be still pretty good. So I really like the way these pops look, especially the Funko Shop exclusive Spider-Punk. I think they did an excellent job with the way that that looks. You have the original one that's a previews exclusive. Now you have a Funko Shop exclusive one with a little bit of a different mask style. And then we got the Gwen Stacy, that's a GameStop exclusive, which is pretty cool, along with Spider-Gwen. And then I don't really know the point of the translucent pop, but it probably has to do something with the movie and turning invisible, so I guess it's all right. But I think the pop I'm most excited for the set is the Spider-Man 2099, because I believe there are some fan theories thinking about before the trailer hit is that if there's going to be a bunch of different variants of Spider-Man, hopefully Spider-Man 2099 is going to be a part of it, and it is. And I think the exclusive is better than the common for the simple fact that it is a better posing. Plus, if you have seen the video posted by Entertainment Earth, the glow actually looks wicked on it, which is pretty crazy to say for a pop that is mainly blue, and then you got a little bit of red. The blue actually looks good if you have the bigger size black lights and not the tiny ones. So overall, this is a pretty decent set. Did we need the 10-inch Miles Morales? Not really.
All right, starting off with the new Harry Potter pop. This is pretty cool. I really enjoy how they went with this, and I do really enjoy the oranges that pop, like DK had said. The new Entertainment Earth exclusive Obi-Wan. This is sweet. I love the Clone Wars pops, and I always felt like Obi-Wan in Clone Wars form was just such an awesome design for his character, and it looks pretty cool with this pop as well. Then we have the pops for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and first we have the baby Rocket, and this is pretty interesting. It's definitely a weird design. He looks kind of funny this way. And then the Groot with the wings, that's pretty cool. I'm interested in seeing how that plays a toll in the movie. Then the 6-pack, yeah, this isn't the greatest, but it is cool, like DK said, with the new Groot there with the spinning arms. Then we have Bucky Barnes for the Civil War set, and yeah, this is starting to come together now, but I still want to see what it looks like exactly when it's done. And then we have the Gryffindor pop, and yeah, this is definitely interesting, if anything. I think that it looks pretty good, and guarantee we will be getting the rest of the houses. So yeah, this is pretty cool, especially for collectors of Harry Potter. And then we have the pops for the Flash, which I'm pretty excited for this movie, especially with the Michael Keaton Batman. And these pops look pretty decent for only having 3 pops so far for this set. And then we have the glow in the dark Scarlet Witch, and this is okay. I feel like we've gotten a ton of Wandas as well as Scarlet Witch, especially with the glow in the dark, so it's nothing really new. And then with the Target Con pops, with the Demon Slayer pop, yeah, we've been getting a ton of Demon Slayer pops, so I'm not surprised that we are seeing one for Target Con. I don't think that this is really necessary. And then we have the 2 metallic pops for Five Nights at Freddy's, and these actually kind of look cool in metallic form. I kind of like how they look. The 10-inch Munchlax, this is pretty decent considering the 10-inch pops for Pokemon are cool because they're more closer to life size if Pokemon were, I guess, in the real world. And it is interesting to see this considering, yeah, we haven't even got that common Munchlax yet. And then for the Disney 100 set, we have the Funko Shop exclusive Black Panther in this new form that they're doing with some pops, which I'm really enjoying these pops. I can't wait for something that I actually want to be in this kind of stylization because I like how it looks and I feel like this is how Diamond Collection should be. And then we have the Steve Irwin, and this is wicked. I really, really like this. DK summed it up pretty well when he said that the steak or piece of meat that is clearly being thrown, how it actually looks like it's being thrown, and it looks like the crocodile is catching it in the mouth rather than it already kind of just being in the mouth. So it really does encapsulate what a quote unquote moment should look like. And I think they did a great job with this. And then lastly, we have the Spider-Man pops, and there's a lot of really cool stuff here. I can't wait for this movie. The Spider-Punk, that's wicked. I really enjoyed this one over the original Spider-Punk that we've seen. I think that there's just a little bit of a better pose, and I kind of like the design of this one a bit better. Gwen Stacy, really cool to see a Gwen Stacy pop. I might end up picking that up as well. And then obviously with Spider-Man 2099, that's awesome, especially that we're getting 2 different ones. I think that that's sweet. But a sleeper in this set is definitely the Spot. I really love how this turned out, how you can see the way that the kind of base that it gives you. He's walking right out of the spot there. An awesome character, and I think that pop looks pretty sweet as well. So yeah, super excited for this movie now that we've seen all of these pops. And then, of course, with the jumbo-sized Miles Morales, I don't think that that's necessary, but I did see some comments of people wanting to get that, so I guess it makes sense for Funko.
All right, so now we are here for the top 10 Funko Pops of February 2023, of course, starting right now with me. So kicking off with my number 10 spot on this list, it is the Target Con exclusive Fred Weasley with the Wizard Wheezes Pop Deluxe. I enjoy the way that the building looks overall. It is a character we have seen in pop form before, but nonetheless, the detail is what makes up for it. But of course, I don't really collect Harry Potter pops that much, so that's why it's pretty much at the bottom of the list.
Coming in at number 10 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive Spider-Punk. I like it better than the original. I think that the posing is really good, and just the character design overall looks really, really great for this Spider-Punk.
Coming in at number 9 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive Groot with Wings from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I really like the detail involved with this, especially the way they pulled off the wings, and it gives a little bit of theory of does Groot die in this movie, and that's him, I guess, going up to heaven. But we'll have to see when that movie comes out, but it's still a pretty decent looking pop.
Coming in at number 9 on my list, I have the Rhea Ripley in the WWE lineup. This is a great looking pop. I actually already have 2 on pre-order, one for me and one for my coworker. We talk about Rhea Ripley quite often, so I thought it was a perfect time for this pop to get announced, and I can't wait to actually add this to the collection.
Coming in at number 8 on my list, it is the Funko Shop exclusive Spider-Punk from Across the Spider-Verse. Really cool detail. I kind of want to know what the guitar looks like because it is behind the character. So if I were to see this pop out of box, it'd be cool to see what they did with the guitar if it's almost similar to the one that they did with the previews exclusive. But nonetheless, one of the best of this entire set.
Coming in at number 8 on my list is the NFT royalty set Freddy Funko as Reptar. This is a sweet pop, and we are trying to complete the royalty set to actually get this pop because, I mean, it's Freddy Funko and it's Reptar. You can't really ask for much more than that.
Coming in at number 7 on my list, it is the pop moments of Steve Irwin with Argo the Crocodile from Crocodile Hunter. This is wicked. We went into detail of exactly why we like this pop. The reason it's kind of in the middle, though, is that I don't really see myself getting this, but I do think it's a really cool piece, though.
Coming in at number 7 on my list is the Max Rebo for the new Return of the Jedi pops. This is awesome. It's great to see a Max Rebo. I think that the sculpt on this looks amazing. Max Rebo is kind of an underappreciated character in my opinion, so I think it's really cool that they added him to this Return of the Jedi set.
Coming in at number 6 on my list, it is the Rhea Ripley from the WWE lineup. This is also a pop that I have on pre-order over at GameStop, so I can't wait to obtain it. One of my favorite women's wrestlers. I kind of wish it was like Rhea Ripley before Judgment Day, where she had the blonde hair, but it is what it is. She's still getting her own Funko Pop, which is pretty sweet.
Coming in at number 6 on my list is the NFT legendary pop of Cynthia from Rugrats. I think this is really cool. I think that Cynthia was deserving of her own pop, considering she is just a doll in the show. So I really think it makes sense to be an NFT pop for Nickelodeon, and that's why it made the list.
Coming in now at number 5 on my list, it is the Funko Hollywood exclusive flocked chase of Chester Cheetah with the jalapeno bag. This is a pretty sweet pop. Definitely one of my favorite ad icon pops that are out now. And I mean, why not get the flock chase? Why would you get the common if you had a choice also of getting the chase? So chase is definitely better.
Coming in at number 5 on my list, I don't have to say anything because DK just said it perfectly for me. It is also the flock chase for the jalapeno Chester Cheetah.
All right, coming in at number 4, it is the Entertainment Earth exclusive glow in the dark Spider-Man 2099 from the Across the SpiderVerse set. Really cool looking pop. A little bit better than the 2 previous ones that we had gotten for just the regular Marvel lineup, but it's cool to hear that Spider-Man 2099 will be a part of the movie because it is one of, if not my favorite version of Spider-Man.
Coming in at number 4 on my list, I have Steve Irwin with the Argo the Crocodile Pop moments. This thing is awesome. I can't wait to add it to my collection. I do have 1 or 2 of the Steve Irwins, but this one just blows it out of the water. I mean, this is such a great pop and really encapsulates what a Funko Pop moment should look like.
Coming in at number 3 on my list, it is the Entertainment Earth exclusive glow in the dark Wanda Maximoff from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This thing has chock full of detail. Even if it wasn't glow in the dark, it would still be in the spot that it's in because of the amount of detail going on. It's a pop I didn't think that they were going to make for the Multiverse of Madness lineup, and I am pretty satisfied with the lineup of how it is now, and I don't think we really need any more for that set.
Coming in at number 3 on my list, I have the Walmart exclusive American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. This is an awesome pop. Like I said earlier, it's cool to see that we have a Cody Rhodes for the WWE lineup now and not just the New Japan Pro, which was, I guess, Cody's first Funko Pop. And overall, it looks great. The attire is sweet and the blonde hair is awesome as well.
All right, coming in at number 2 on this list, it is the Dustin, Eddie, and Demo Bats Pop Deluxe moments. This was an insane moment in season 4 of Stranger Things, and they pull it off pretty decently. Hopefully it sells well. I think it will, but who knows? There may be some stores that might have it on clearance because of the results of the different deluxe moments. Just a cool moment that they made in pop form.
Coming in at number 2 on my list, I have Jabba and Scalacious B. Crumb on the throne. This is awesome. I love Jabba so much, and I love Return of the Jedi, so this is really cool. The new sculpt for Jabba looks great. Scalacious B. Crumb looks pretty cool on there as well, and the detail that went into the throne with the different blankets and pillows on it is just awesome, and definitely a pop I will be picking up.
And coming in at number 1 on my list, it is the Walmart exclusive American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. This pop's awesome. I mean, I wish it was more of a deluxe where you actually have like pyro and an entrance, which I hope is something Funko does in the future, is do like entrance deluxe pops. But this is pretty sweet. It's in the exact same posing of his arms out when pretty much his pyro goes off. It's in his attire from his WrestleMania 38 return. He's got his blonde hair instead of the brown hair from the New Japan Pro Wrestling pop. Pretty sweet. I can't wait to obtain this eventually in my collection, and which that's why it's number 1, is because it's for sure a pop I will be buying compared to the Dustin, Eddie, and Demo Bats.
Speaking of Dustin, Eddie, and the Demobats, coming in at number 1, I have the deluxe moment phase 3 from Stranger Things. This is awesome. A wicked moment in Stranger Things. And I don't know, I just really have a soft spot for these deluxe moments. I think they look great and they are super refreshing for Funko. They are a little bit more pricey, but I think that's okay with what you get. I mean, it's a huge display piece that looks awesome. And I think this one is going to sell very, very well. I'm kind of scared because I want to be able to find this in stores and not have to pay a secondary market price. But with Eddie in there, I mean, yeah, people are definitely going to want this.
Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this edition of a Funko Popcast. If you enjoyed our top 10 list, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what your favorite pops were from February 2023, and thank you for listening. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Hello there. Peace in, peace out.